One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Mtale. Top stories in the news tonight. Agriculture extension workers warned against selling imports. Government commences distribution of medical kits in Eastern Province. Chirundu holds the first ever culture exhibition. Plus allocation of 1 million kwacha per constituency under CDF towards road electrification commended. Zanis News in detail. Lusaka Province Minister Shio Muleta has warned that any government official found selling fertilizer meant for small-scale farmers for the forthcoming 2023-2024 farming season will face the wrath of the law. Ms. Muleta, who is also a Funsa Member of Parliament, sounded the warning when she addressed camp extension officers, camp agriculture committee members and security officers in the district ahead of the distribution of farming inputs for the forthcoming farming season. Jonathan Mkukana reports.
Lusaka Province Minister Shiomriata has taken time off to check on the ongoing crop marketing exercise under the Food Reserve Agency FRA in Rufumsa district. Ms. Muriata is happy that the agency has increased the buying depots from 15 to 17 and further encouraged farmers to continue working hard and produce more crops.
Now I want to encourage our farmers here to work extra hard. We've got 36,000 farmers registered right here in Rufunsa. So you can see that we are expected to get a good yield. They are happy, they are excited about getting the 280 per bag. So, but they must be reminded to reserve some for the family. Yes. We don't want them immediately now to have no food in the home.
Farmers in the area are also happy with maize buying price by FRA for the 2023 crop marketing exercise.
I got paid within 1 week upon delivering of my maize to the FRA shed. We are grateful to the government for increasing the maize buying price for the 2023 marketing season to 280 per 50 kg bag of white maize.
Distribution of farming inputs for the 2023-2024 farming season is underway, and Ms. Muriata has sounded warning shots.
It's risky now because we've been given clear orders. They'll make you stand aside. And losing a job now is not good because you have a family to look after. So you must control. You must be on top of things.
Jonathan reporting for Zanis News in Rufumsa, Lusaka Province.
From the Copperbelt Province, Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development, Minister Paul Kabuse says government is focused on diversification of the mining sector through the promotion of exploitation of other minerals such as gemstone, industrial minerals, and energy minerals, which is mainly characterized by small-scale mining. In a speech read on his behalf by Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary Augustine Kasongo during the official opening of the Africa Gemstone Jewelry Exhibition Conference in Ndola, Mr. Kabuse said the transformative journey in mining will forever change the landscape of the gemstone and jewelry industry.
Over 10 African countries, among them Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Kenya, Nigeria, and Ethiopia, have met in Zambia on the Copperbelt to discuss the way forward for the gemstone and jewelry industry and push forward the agenda for value addition in order to compete on the international market.
We believe our continent one day shall be a great continent, and we must acknowledge that minerals come from Africa. They go to Europe, they work on the minerals and they bring them back to Africa.
The 5 days conference is going to address most challenges that artisanal and small-scale miners face on the African continent.
Africa is home to different and unquantifiable deposits of gemstones. Indeed, Africa is a key producer of a variety of colored gemstones, including opal in Ethiopia, tsavorite in Kenya, sapphire in Madagascar, rubies in Mozambique, Tanzania has tanzanite, and Zambia, of course, has emeralds. African gemstones and metal contribute to a growing multi-billion jewelry industry with global sales estimated at $279 billion in 2018 and expected to rise over 70% to $480 billion by 2025. The jewelry retail industry ranges from high-end luxury products such as earrings, watches, and necklaces made of precious stones like diamond, ruby, and gold, to fashion jewelry made of non-precious metal stones and other materials.
Government is optimistic that the concerted effort by these African Union countries to improve the way of trade in the gemstone and jewelry industry will have a positive contribution to the country's economy.
Mining has been identified as a key sector to drive the agenda of economic transformation and job creation. For this reason, government's focus has been on diversification of mining sector through the promotion of the exploitation of other minerals such as gemstone, industrial minerals, and energy minerals, which is mainly characterized by small-scale mining. To this effect, government has prioritized the small-scale mining sector, subsector, by implementing initiatives to support small-scale miners, as it is contributing largely to the Zambian economy in terms of taxes as well as retained earning.
Marichola for Zanis in Ndola.
Now works on the bridge connecting Kazomba and Kawama compounds in Solwezi district are progressing well. The crossing point, which is being constructed under the Disaster Management Fund, will ease transportation of goods and services once completed. Details in this report.
This is the bridge which connects Kazomba and Kawama compounds in Solwezi district, which is under construction using the Disaster Management Fund. Solwezi Central Member of Parliament Stafford Mulusa has visited the site and is impressed with the pace at which work is progressing. Mr. Mulusa says once completed, the crossing point will enable both motorists and residents access the two areas in a safer way.
This was funded under disaster management. We reserved some money to make sure that the connection between Kazomba and Kawama, our people move in a more safer way. And so far so good, I think. We're ready. And this bed just calls for where the rings will sit. As you can see, the rings are already there. It's just a matter of bringing them down and do a bit of some build apart just to make them strong. And they will put gravel, embankment, that's all.
And residents in the area are happy with the development.
So a bridge is a road of Como. Not to go to Picon by Pite, Moyans and Yakumo, Ramonda, Makinga, never my business. Talk should go up to Pite Pacora Bridge.
Tutotera kuri baele ba Mulusa bakisa kutwendera kuna bridge ndaba yapo bridge kwa twala kutotera kupita mu ubuteko kwa kainga chile.
For Zanis News, I am Onishas Mamba in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
Now, Chief Chiwanangala of the Bisa people of Chilubi District, who died at the age of 89 years at his palace in Chilubi mainland, has been put to rest. The chief ascended to the throne in 1995. More in this report.
The sound of drums communicating the death and funeral of Chief Chiwanangala of the Bisa people of Chilubi District in Northern Province. Chief Chiwanangala, who died last week, ascended to the throne in 1995. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu, who represented Provincial Minister Lena Diembao, led hundreds of mourners at a church service to pay their last respects to the late traditional leader.
Ifumba Chiwanangala vale bomba sana fie, bwino sana n'obuteko. Kabiri bayimineko abantu babo bwino. Ile nshita ya laisa, iya kuti mwise musale, uwa kupiana ubuteko wachino chalo tatu wakachite interfere.
Chilubi District Commissioner Ristom Shembe called for unity among the people.
Chilubi chawa chimo takwa abati ukuni ku Lubumbu ukuni ku mainland ukuni ku island bonse twawafi abanganda inga mkwai imo kanshi tutwalire mu kuikatana pantu ife ngobuteko twashintirira pakuikatana.
Members of Parliament for Chilubi and Wapla constituencies were present.
Tukonganyepo ukuma nakapi ukumona okutira tureko ndenganye milimo buno bwino tuchindike tubatera pa kuchindike mfumushe sona balabene basapu chifu bekere pa bafira kuchinda makonsa ko bali bonse olupula basherepo kwikatana nokula bomba bwino nokula sunga bonse fwe basherepo tulesunga abalupwa bashala bwino mkwai.
Wilson Kunda represented the family.
Tuletotela mkwai kubeminine ko ba minister pafyo watu wafuile mukulosho oku no uteko uwa UPND.
The late traditional leader has since been buried on Insumbo Island in Mwanakasabi area, Chilubi district. Helen Bwalia reporting for Zanis in Chilubi district, Northern Province.
We now move to Eastern Province. Government has begun the distribution of medical kits to Eastern Province to mitigate the shortage of drugs in health facilities. Eastern Provincial Health Director Matthews Ngambi has confirmed the development, stating that this will enhance provision of health care services in health facilities. Davison Sakala brought us the details.
It goes without saying that drugs form the basis for a functional healthcare system, and it is for this reason that government, through the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies ZAMSA, has started the distribution of medical kits to Eastern Province. Eastern Provincial Health Office has confirmed the development.
So this is really a good development and a relief for us, I think, for our communities as well. So it assures us that as those patients come into our facilities, they are going to find commodities that they need to get better. It's also a relief on our districts. You know, in the last few months, they have spent significant monies from the operational grants. Monies that should have been meant for supporting referral systems, for paying for electricity for their facilities. They are moving some of that money to buy commodities to just ensure that we have drugs in our facilities. But this will relieve them so they can do all those other things that they are required to do.
Meanwhile, management at Eastern Province ZAMSA Hub says the region has so far received consignment for 6 districts.
Today we have received health center kits for 6 districts, which is Chipata, Nyimba, Sinda, Kasanengwa, Chipangali and Chadiza.
And district health officers in Eastern Province have thanked government for the gesture.
So we should be able to benefit a lot from this consignment, and this will ensure that each and every client who walks into our health facility gets a quality form of healthcare service without them having to suffer any financial burden on them in terms of access to quality medicines.
So with the help of ZAMSA and also the nation at large assisting us with the health kits, I think this will actually improve quality service delivery in the communities as well.
Davison Sakala, reporting for Zanis in Chipata.
Still in health news. The University Teaching Hospital, UTH, has launched the Children's Hospital Charter. Launching the charter, Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, says the charter aims to enhance public participation, which strengthens the legitimacy, transparency, and accountability of the health system. Here are the details.
The University Teaching Hospital's UTH Children's Hospital is the largest pediatric referral hospital in Zambia and provides healthcare services to children from all corners of the country. The hospital has an average daily attendance of 180 patients and also receives patients from other countries in the region. In a bid to enhance public participation in the delivery of quality healthcare, the hospital has launched a service charter.
Today is an extremely exciting and momentous occasion as we gather here to celebrate and officiate at the launch of the University Children's Hospital Charter. It symbolizes a significant milestone in our quest to improve the well-being, health, and happiness of our precious children in Zambia.
Health Minister Sylvia Masebo was represented at the launch by Permanent Secretary in charge of donor coordination, Dr. George Sinyangwe.
It therefore gives me great pleasure to officially launch this charter, a document that's specifically tailored for clients receiving healthcare services and will serve as a social pact between the hospital and its esteemed clients.
A parent, Arnold Tutu, whose 2 children have in the last 10 years received care from this hospital, gave a vote of thanks.
Dedication and determination to ensure that our children have a chance at a brighter future is nothing short of inspiring. Let me also recognize the nurses and staff who tirelessly assist in the day-to-day operations of the hospital. Your kindness, empathy, and constant support make a world of difference in the lives of these young patients.
Jonathan reporting for the News in Osaka.
We move to Chisamba District. Chisamba District Commissioner Joel Mboyoma says the Keeping Girls in School program has improved girls' access to education in the area. Mr. Mboyoma says over 3,000 schoolgirls have benefited from the program since it was introduced in the area in 2019. More in this report by Linda Mupemo.
To increase access to secondary education for underprivileged girls, government has been implementing the Keeping Girls in School (KGS) program in selected districts. KGS is a component of the Girls Education, Women Empowerment and Livelihood (JAWEL) program. Beneficiaries are identified from poor households whose parents and guardians are on the Social Cash Transfer program. Since its commencement in Chisamba District in 2019, over 3,000 schoolgirls have benefited from KGS.
I was not chased at school because the government was paying for me even before the free education policy was brought about. We used to miss classes when we are on our menstruals due to lack of sanitary towels to use. But since the introduction of this program, I've been able to purchase sanitary towels which I use, as well as other school materials such as books, pens, as well as school shoes.
Because my parents cannot afford to buy things that I need, like school uniforms, shoes, socks, and books.
Chisamba District Commissioner says the program is helping close the gender gap in access to education.
So the support is in form of money that is paid to the parents of or guardians of these children to help them meet the school requirements. We are seeing a lot more girl children now accessing education up to grade 12 and beyond. Intergenerational poverty that could have been there in their families, I think will no longer be there as a result of education.
Linda Mupemo, Zanis, in Chisamba.
Chirundu District Commissioner Patrick Kasambila says President Hakainde Hichilema has revived the promotion of culture through festivals and exhibitions. Mr. Kasambila said this year alone, the Ministry of Tourism is earmarked to host all the major 5 exhibitions and festivals that include Livingstone International Culture and Arts Festival, Bamozi Carnival, Samfia Festival, and Diplomatic Fan Fair. The Chirundu District Commissioner was speaking when he graced the first ever Chirundu District Cultural Exhibition Festival, meant for value addition and promotion of local cultural products for wealth creation and also add up to job creation.
Zambia is uniquely blessed because of its diverse and rich cultural heritage and traditions practiced by tribes dotted across the country. These various tribes display their distinct traditions and rich cultural heritage, mostly through platforms such as holding of annual traditional ceremonies.
President was there is a Goa tribe. So ni pempesa kuti tisamazitailirana tentigirane mumwe mabanzi. Ancestors abantu bakudala bakulu bakudala batawana mwalira azitete guru batu. Banali kuchita kuti mwana ngati adwala loko mkulu nga adwala. Sibanali kupeleka kuchipatala. Banali kukambiriza ku mizimu. So mizimu zija zachi muntu zakuda. Zinali making sure kuti uja muntu achira
However, the government, through the Ministry of Tourism, promotes the hosting of cultural exhibition festivals in order to provide a platform for people to come together and enjoy the cultural diversity manifested through traditional dances and in the display of different traditional foods and locally made handcrafts. Each exhibition serves a significant and unique purpose, as evident by the recent hosting of the first ever Chirund Cultural Exhibition Festival, which is meant for value addition and promoting of local cultural products for wealth creation and also add up to job creation.
I implore our business institutions to come on board and support the promotion of such events as part of Chirundu District Government agenda for the benefit of our people. I am also aware that one of the products on display today are our traditional foods, which are rich in nutrition. And may I take this opportunity to encourage all of you today, those who are here, please don't run away. Go and buy our food, our traditional food, so that we continue promoting our own products.
It defines who we are, traditional and arts. That is what defines who we are. Chomandigona chezumbana na wamba uti mbelehe imulaga iwajisi kambo chejisobo na chejirebe chimwabolera tekai batisi wamba twahaga inde twarumba wamba uti inseba ajisi na tunsiyansiya bajitubika gumbere agubona wamba uti tunsiyansiya twagomena kambo ijisi nyina tunsiyansiya.
As for the Southern Provincial Administration, the promotion of these events can boost people's cultural pride, social engagement and communication, awareness of cultural knowledge for their communities.
As a ministry, we're here to ensure that the cultural products are brought on board as well so that they are promoted. And given such a platform, we desire that one or two of our cultural practitioners will be able to sell the products and be able to support their families. We know that our foods are so nutritious, and most of times we want to tend to forget that our own food are so nutritious than another.
Zanis reports in Chirundu District, Southern Province.
Kapirimposhi Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo says government has modeled a strategy to extend access to clean and safe water through installation of mechanized water schemes in communities that are not serviced by water utility companies. Mr. Kakubo said this when he commissioned a mechanized water scheme at Matilio Primary School, which will service the school, clinic, and over 250 households in the area. Here are the details.
For some time now, access to clean and safe water has been a challenge in Material Compound in Kapirimposhi District. But the community here can now celebrate because government has secured 3 mechanized water schemes to provide piped water to public institutions and over 250 households in the area. Kapirimposhi Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo has commissioned one of the water schemes installed at Material Primary School.
Kuno ku Material kwekafye yali ama project nga ilia mukwete ya tatu ubuteko bulesha ukusolva problem ya menshi mukapiri once and for all. Solution oturesanga oturepanga yakubombera pamona balukanga pantu until ama pipe yake ngire mayanda Yesu.
The school and the clinic are direct beneficiaries of the water scheme.
I want to thank the government of His Excellency, the President Hakainde Hichilema, and your ongoing commitment as an area member of Parliament to ensure that no one is left behind in relation to access to water and sanitation in a resilient manner.
This project has just come at the right time, because it is going to help in ensuring that our learners remain healthy, as well as ensuring that the sanitation issues at this institution are taken care of.
The water scheme will see over 4,000 pupils have access to clean and safe water.
of water to us cannot come at a better time than this. Sir, my fellow pupils and I, in most cases, were forced to drink water from the well, which was not safe.
Carlos Wunda, Zanis, Kaprimposhi.
Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Malongo Chisangano, has commended government for directing Constituency Development Fund (CDF) committees to allocate a total of 1 million kwacha from their 2023 CDF budget towards the electrification of rural public facilities. The Deputy Speaker says the move is an effective way of collaborating with Rural Electrification Authority in implementing projects at constituency level. Let's take a look.
Members of Parliament today held a symposium with the Rural Electrification Authority (REA) to explore ways of increasing access to electricity in rural areas. The symposium, which was the second of its kind, having held a similar one last year, was on the electrification of public facilities in rural areas using CDF. Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Malongo Tsangano, expressed satisfaction that government reacted positively to REA's request to use part of CDF to electrify public facilities.
I'm glad to note that this initiative has received full support from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, which has since directed constituencies to allocate a total of 1 million kwacha from their 2023 CDF towards the electrification of rural public facilities.
And acting Deputy Clerk for Administration, Loveness Mayaka, pledged that the National Assembly will always act as a platform to foster viable partnerships between parliamentarians and various key stakeholders.
I would like to assure REA that the National Assembly will continue to facilitate partnerships as they assist members perform their constituents' work better.
REA Chief Executive Officer says if the country is to achieve universal access to electricity by 2030, it must attain 50% access by 2026. He observed that currently access to electricity in rural areas stands at 10%.
If we are going to achieve government's aspiration to attain universal access by the year 2030, in the year 2026, we must hit 51% electrification rate.
I will now just break down in terms of what the status of our projects in 2023 are. Like I said, we have 85 projects that are completely new in 2023.
Mtalakani for Zanis News in Lusaka.
In other news, government has challenged the film industry to take advantage of the removal of importation duties for film and music equipment to invest in good quality equipment for quality productions if the filmmakers and musicians are to reach international standards. Ministry of Youth and Sports Permanent Secretary in charge of arts, Fumba Chama, says his ministry is doing everything possible to ensure that the ban is extended up to next year. Here are the details.
Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts Permanent Secretary Fumba Chama and Mouth Choice Zambia crew today took a familiarization tour of one of Zambia's telenovela Zuba production houses. The Permanent Secretary, accompanied by Mouth Choice Zambia Corporate Affairs Manager Chilufya Mwilwa, toured the Sosala Mansion and later proceeded to the Gawa House. Mr. Chama has challenged filmmakers and musicians to invest in good quality equipment for them to compete favorably at international level.
One of the things that we did this year was to suspend importation taxes for importation of music and film equipment. And that is just the first start. We're hoping that film production houses have taken advantage of that, but also we're hoping that we can extend it into next year. We are at the budget formulation stage, and we are submitting to Minister of Finance to make sure that we also sustain it into next year, so we can encourage us main production houses to import and buy the required equipment to produce quality productions.
He also urged the production of Zuba and Dimpali to inspire many future productions of series that will take Zambia by storm as the film industry experiences massive growth.
Productions is that they will inspire as many productions going forward. They will create a model. One, first of all, outside of the creative space, it's also management. How do you sustain a production for so many years that runs profitably? So it speaks to not just the foundation, but also the systems, the approach of how to run these film production houses sustainably, but also profitably.
And MultiChoice Zambia head corporate affairs Chilufya Mwelwa said the growth of the film and creative industry value chain has provided opportunities for job creation, which people should take advantage of.
To the growth of this country, how it's impacting on the lives of the different players. On Zambezi Magic, on the productions that we've had a chance to see. Some of these media guys have had an opportunity to go to Mpali, to just see, to go to Makofi and see what we're doing in terms of enriching lives as MultiChoice. So
Meanwhile, Zuba Executive Director Fred Piri has expressed gratitude to government for its support in ensuring that the arts industry is thriving.
Nurturing environment for film to thrive, as well as the corporates and the associations that represent us. And of course the artists. I think it goes for a lot of you here who have the experience firsthand working as an artist. It is very difficult and it takes a lot.
Audrey Kalenga, Zanis News, Lusaka.
In our education segment, the Higher Education Loans and Scholarships Board has reviewed that it has recovered a total of 409 million kwacha since the commencement of the student loans from beneficiaries in September 2018 to date. Higher Education Loans and Scholarships Board Chairperson Geoffrey Samkonga says a total of 16,123 are paying back the loans. He said this during the second quarter media breakfast and compliance certificate award ceremony in Lusaka today. The Zambia Local Authority Sports Association ball games have officially opened in Mansa district today. The event has seen over 2,000 officers from local authorities across the country taking part. Here are the details by Kennedy Chomba.
Mansa district is hosting this year's Zambia Local Authority Sports Association Zarasa Games, which has seen over 40 local authorities across the country participating. Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Mike Mumba officially opened the Zarasa Games and thanked the principal officers in local authorities for allowing their officers to take part in this year's games.
Let me take this opportunity to thank participating councils throughout the country that have taken time, spent resources to come over to Mansa district in Luapula Province here to come and participate in this Zalasa tournament. Please, I thank you all for coming through, and we wish you well as you participate in these various games.
And Zarasa President Clement Mwira has called for more support towards the promotion of games in local authorities.
What we expect from you is to ensure that you come up with a deliberate policy as a government that we can access CDF and improve sports. The biggest benefit on this one, guest of honor, is that you are going to create employment for our young people.
Kenneth Chomba, reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District.
As we end Zanis News, we recap on the headlines. Agriculture extension workers warned against selling imports. Government commences distribution of medical kits in Eastern Province. Chirundu holds the first ever culture exhibition. Plus allocation of 1 million kwacha per constituency under CDF towards road electrification commended. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. My name is Juliet Mtele saying bye-bye and God bless.